video the other night you were saying kind of got to address things, energy, effort, things like that. Kind of seemed like the same story tonight. What's the challenge in kind of converting that talk into action for you guys?
Just gotta do it.
Yeah.
There's only so much you can talk about. Like, how many meetings, how many film sessions, how many times does Finchie have to talk to us? It's just like, it's frustrating because out Chicago, you play well, you respond, and then you come in here and you lay an egg. Team lost 7 in a row. You got to respect the opponent, but you also got to respect the game. Like, come out and play hard and compete for one another, and we're just not doing that on a nightly basis.
Is it guys being bored? Is it the success you had last year, thinking you can just turn it on at the right time?
I really don't even have an answer for you. I really don't know. We've seen this before. We've addressed this before, and we've responded before, and we ended up in the Western Conference Finals. To start the year, just looks like we have a lot of talent that we're relying on, and we're really freaking good. But when you come in and you don't respect the game per se, that's what happens. You get your
last year this time you guys were, it wasn't maybe this or lack of motivation, just trying to figure things out, figure out the basketball kind of side of things. You have largely the same roster this year. Is it just a matter of the motivation?
Just the compete factor. You compete and you give yourself a chance every single night. You don't compete, you're relying on talent, and sometimes shots don't fall, sometimes we turn the ball over. The competing factor is the biggest thing. You compete and it covers up so much. It's just not there.
You mentioned like how many meetings we have, film sessions like that. What is the coaching staff trying to do to get you guys motivated?
I mean, listen, they're doing their job. It's on us. Like, it sounds so cliche, but it is. At some point, you just have to go out there and play. They're not out there playing. It doesn't matter how many plays Finchie draws up. Doesn't matter how many defensive schemes we do. They can't control how hard you play, and that's the basis. That's the foundation. That's everything that you need to start before you get to the X and O's.
We talked about the need to hold each other accountable, but not point fingers. What's the line there for you guys, and are you good at that after what you went through last year? You have to be.
You would think. Largely the same team, like you said. But I think it's I agree with what he's saying, but at the same time, it's like we got to hold ourselves accountable. If we, have that kind of individually, like what you watch it and you watch it with an eye of, all right, what could I do better? Am I competing every night? Am I competing every play? That's where I think it starts, rather than address like I said, the overall team stuff. We can get to that. We can have those conversations, but I think you first start by watching it and say, all right, what can I do better to make up a little bit for your teammates? Because at the end of the day is when you're competing, you're covering up for your teammates' mistakes. Everybody's going to make mistakes. And when you make a mistake and you know your teammate's got your back, he's there. Whoever it is, up and down the roster. And I think it just starts with, looking yourself in the mirror, watching the game and just seeing what can you do better to give yourself up for the team.
The lack of consistency, has that just been a thing you've seen during your time with the Timberwolves or with other organizations?
It's across the league. It's not just, everybody's aware of, what Ant said last game or 2 games ago. I understand it, and there's a frustration there, but you can't fall into, the pits of what the NBA can become. And that's what separates, the great from the good teams and the mediocre teams from the good teams. So you just can't fall into that. It's not just Timberwolves basketball, but up and down this roster, we're way better than what we're putting on. We still have a decent record. But the longer this goes on, that gap separates, and you can't afford to play catch up post All-Star break. We got to get these wins. We got to put them in the bank and figure it out as we're winning.
Do you think you have to develop that before the end of the regular season to make a deep playoff run, or is there like a turn-on factor?
I mean, there's no deep playoff run if you're not working through. Like, you don't have time to practice throughout the season. And that's what I'm saying about the coaches. They're doing their job. We have to learn this stuff. We have to address this stuff on the fly during games. But all the stuff to address is different. Like, we just have to compete. And and we compete up and down the roster every single play, the games that we don't have it, we'll still win, or we'll take a hard-fought loss if we're competing. But we can't accept that like that.
It's not frustration. Or is everything good with you guys overall as a team?
It's great. We're fine. Like, it's frustrating. Like, there's a level of frustration, but I said this last, 2 games ago. No one would have said this, post Chicago. Everything was all good,
Right.
And I think that's the thing that I was talking about is we can't get too low, can't get too high. We just got to stay even keel. Everybody understands this frustration. You also have to understand, it's a long season. We just got to, compete harder because the guy competes. So, credit that. And the guy competes, and everybody around him just has to compete too.